Well, everybody, I'm going to show you what I got to work on this poor truck. I bought this a couple of years ago. I've been driving trucks for 34 years. This is my 35th year. And this poor truck here, I got it from a guy that kind of just chopped it off. Didn't do a very good job on much of anything. But excuse me. He just wanted to get it going so that he can get it on the road and let it start making money. So this is a 93 379. Came with a Detroit 60 series. I don't know what transmission I had in it. I think it had either a 10 or a 13, but he took that out. Took the Detroit out. He put a cat in it with an 18 speed. This sleeper here is off of a 70s or 80s model 359, which I like the sleeper because it's got this big door on the passenger side. This is part of the problem. I know you can't see in there, but the boot that they made was made out of, what do you call that, Gorilla tape. And because there's no air ride on the sleeper, when they first put it together, the cab has actually air ride on the cab, but there's nothing on the sleeper, so every time it would hit a bump, the cab would come down, which would smooth the ride out, but it would hit the front of the sleeper, and it did that damage on both sides. So the sleeper itself does not have air ride. It is hard mounted to the truck, which is sad because it sits on this block, and this block is not attached to anything. It literally is just sitting on there. Oh wait, there is a weld right there. But that looks cracked. I don't know if it is or not, but so that ain't gonna go anywhere because of that. Deck plate ain't very nice. It probably was in the beginning, but it's not now. So there's some work I did to this myself. I replaced that airline there. I put new tires on it all the way around. I drove it for about 2.5 years. I had to park it because there's just so much wrong with it that, you know, it needs new airbags. Those airbags are shot. It needs new wheel hubs all the way around on the tractor, on the drives anyway. This fuel tank I had fixed because it had a hole in the bottom. I took the tank off and took it over to an aluminum welder in Albuquerque and had him put a patch on the bottom instead of putting the crappy fuel tank patch paste or whatever it was that they were putting on it. I had to put a new strap on because this one broke and almost lost my fuel tank. But if you look under there, I mean, it's not put together right. The damn things are loose, all that shit. So I did just put new flex pipe on the other day, which I got to put that bracket on. Shit, I forgot all about that thing. But I had it sitting up in Iowa, and all the rain and stuff that got down in there froze up in the wintertime and broke flex pipes on both sides. You see there, more damage there on this side. That's because the air ride on the sleeper was no good. So what they did was they ended up blocking the cab. They got blocks under there somewhere. They keep the cab from coming back down. Now, this truck does still run, and if I could, and I could find the work for it, I'd be working it right now. But right now I'm driving for a company out of Iowa. They're decent. They're not the greatest, but they're decent. I like the owner. He's an all right dude. But the sleeper used to be blue. They didn't even sand that very good. It's probably the same blue. That's probably pretty close to the same blue as Twin Sticks, little by little. Peterbilt. He's got a 359, which that is a 359 sleeper. Now, let's get up here on the inside. Show you what all's wrong in here. Now this is an 18 speed. The little chrome button that goes over that's gone. But I did order a new shifter. It's got the fat tube where you can put your airlines on the inside of the shifter. The speedometer does not work. The tach is weird. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The pyrometer doesn't work. The air conditioner doesn't work anymore. It did work for a little while. Well, I had it working for a good while, actually, for a couple of years. And then I guess while it was sitting up in Iowa, it lost a charge. So I'm gonna have to tear that apart and clean everything up. But I put it has a new evaporator in there. I put a new one in it because the other one had a hole in it. This does not work. None of it works. None of it's plugged up. Well, it's plugged up, but most of the wires that go to it are cut. So they put these two switches here as the blower motor and the AC compressor. So the compressor is literally hardwired from a switch, this one, to the AC compressor, which is not good because the compressor has to cycle, otherwise everything freezes up, and then you have to shut it off and let it thaw out. And see, the bad thing about this evaporator on these ones is the evaporator that's in there, once it freezes up so much, it's so close to the firewall that when it freezes up so much, it actually starts pushing against the firewall, and it bends and cracks the evaporator. So then you lose all your refrigerant. You lose it on the inside instead of the outside. But anyway, all that stuff is bad. These are the things I put this in. I put those two air valves in. I put these in when I first got the truck, which, by the way, the truck used to be purple. This steering wheel, they put that on there. I put the knob. I know that those knobs are supposed to be illegal, but those knobs sure help when you're backing up in a damn tight spot. So, and that there's my CB. I put that in there. Oh, yep, that's something else I put in. I put that newer radio, that newer style radio. They had some piece of junk in here that didn't even work. So I ordered this. It's a Delphi, which has XM satellite radio and everything. It's a nice radio. It runs good. I put these speakers in. I have the cover for that, but I haven't put it on because it needs different type screws. But I do have tunes, and that was what I was aiming for when I got it. This is a Pride in Class, which most people that know these 379s, these old ones, this is the telltale sign of a Pride in Class, this interior. So anyway, here's the boot. Well, this ain't even the boot. This is the vinyl that they put on with those screws. So that stuff is I'm gonna have to take all that off. I do not know how bad they cut the hole in the cab and the sleeper, especially because the sleeper's it's a 359, so it had a small hole. I don't know if the cab of the truck is correct or not, or if it was cut open as well, because I haven't wanted to take this off yet until I've got some things in place so that when I take it off, I can seal the hole up while it's sitting here. Because this truck, I don't have a shop. I mean, that building there is kind of a shed, and it's full of, I don't know, roofing material. And then that box over there is my brother's, so I don't use that. But anyway, when I take that off, I'm hoping that he didn't cut a big hole and chop it up to the point where it's just screwed up, to the point where I have to buy new cab corners for the sleeper and the truck. Because once I get the cab ring, or the ring, the two rings that go in there, the one on the sleeper and the one on the cab, for the boot, because you have to have those rings for the boot to work, and they ain't cheap. They're quite a bit of money. But anyway, I'll get those, and hopefully the oh shit, I did it again. I threw my glasses. Hope I didn't chip them again. I just bought them new lenses. Anyway, if he didn't do the cab on the truck, then I can at least put that ring on, and then I could probably get some aluminum to close the hole up a little bit on the sleeper. Just seal it up. I'll just have to make it so that it's the right size, and then put the ring on so I can put a boot in there and keep it sealed. Because when you're driving down the road, I mean, it's literally, they literally put duct tape or Gorilla Tape as a boot on the outside. So when I'm driving down the road in the summertime, the air conditioner did not keep up. In the wintertime, the heater did not keep up. So I'd freeze my ass off in here in the wintertime and burn up in the summer. So I got all that shit to do. Plus there's a shit ton of wiring that is just messed up in here, because instead of fixing everything properly or the right way, they just jury-rigged everything until it was just junk. So, but I do love this truck, and I don't want to get rid of this truck. The motor that's in here now is a motor that I put in. It's not a gigantic, massive horsepower engine. It is capable of 550 horse. It is a 5EK, which is also, this motor is a 94. It matches the year on the truck. But it is a 94 5EK, and it's the motor is 435 to 550 horse, and I have it set up at 475, because I know me, I will use every bit of horsepower it has and really work that motor probably more than it should. But I had it cut back to 475. The speed's still wide open, so I can do whatever I can get it up to. I'm not saying that I do unless I'm in Mexico, you know. But this is my baby. I do love this truck. So let me start it up real quick so y'all can see that it does work and does run. And I did tell you that's an 18 speed. So
afternoon. We've got a crash northbound 4th
radio
Street, just
works
south
pretty
of
good.
Montano, that is.
See, on these radios here, you got to touch this knob really gently, because these things wear out and they just get all screwed up. But anyway, this is the old style. It's got a push button start. It ain't been started in over a week. Anyway, it runs really good. The other thing they did was they put this wood flooring in here. It's really crappy, because look at how they did that right there. So that's kind of junky. I mean, I got a lot of work to do to this truck. It is a truck that, I mean, I can do very little to. So that it'd be ready to work. Like that handle over there is missing, because I had to put it over here, and the holes are, I could only put one bolt in there because the other hole was stripped. So I mean, and that's an easy fix. I mean, that's, I got to drill the hole out a little bit bigger and put a bigger screw in there, or tap the hole and then put a bigger screw or a bigger bolt. It's supposed to have nice screws, but That's probably what I'll do, is because I got a box of screws, some nice screws. So anyhow, let me grab my keys out of here. Now we'll get to the parts that I have fixed on here. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's got a pretty damn big leak, air leak. These aren't very good. I don't know what the hell kind of. This is actually a Kenworth strap. It's not even a Peterbilt one. See there? Purple. It's something else. I'm gonna tell you. This is a 379 Peterbilt. Okay. They put that on there. They took the old breathers that had the chrome caps on top. They took them off, threw them away, and put these on here, which is junk. Now this hood, I got this hood because when I bought it from them, it had broke down. The driver twisted a drive line, and the tow truck that came to pick it up actually backed into the other hood and smashed the damn thing. So they got me this hood, and I painted it just to get a good hood on it. And I don't really like these big fenders. I like factory fenders, but I put those lights on. I put the lights on the mirrors, because that there is old school 359 look right there. I mean, they don't have those on the newer ones. And there's this 359 style headlights with the JJ brackets. This is an old piece of junk one that needs, I need to get a new one and throw that one in the trash. This one here is a new one that I bought, put on there, and it is the aluminum bucket. It's not that thin piece of crap like that one. Well, no, that is a 359 one, but the thing that's wrong with that one is they stripped all the screw holes out of it, so nothing works in it, and it's loose, and it's crooked, and it's just junk. So I need to get a new one. And this thing here, I need to clean it. Hasn't been cleaned in a while. But this here is the 5EK Caterpillar. I want to get the new belt system. You have to buy all this other stuff, like $3,500, and change all that, and put the newer style serpentine system on there. That's actually a brand new, even though it's rusty, it's a brand new fuel pump. That there is a newer air compressor I put on, but this is a motor that I put in. There's a computer, and you can see there the water line that's supposed to go through there to keep the computer cool isn't attached. This is the rat's nest because it had a Detroit engine in there. I can hear that leak now. Sounds like it's coming off the back of the motor. Anyway, because it had a Detroit, they don't make a wire harness to go from the Detroit system to the 5EK, so they had somebody wire it up. I mean, they got it wired up, but they sure didn't get rid of all the unnecessary wires. So I did buy this because they did some whopper job shit and had some crap that they put on here that didn't even work. And I got this stuff from a junkyard that was supposed to go on here. The old style power steering reservoir, which you can see I got a newer one on here. That's a newer style. It doesn't leak. The old one, I couldn't get that thing to not leak. No matter how many new gaskets and O-rings I put in it, just wouldn't stop leaking. The can itself, I think, had a bunch wrong with it. So I built that bracket and put that on there so I could put that reservoir there. And as you can see, it don't leak. It's dirty, but it don't leak. I put a new seal on that. Got new U-joints on the steering shaft, and that thing is tight. New condenser. The condenser is new. It don't look like it, but it is the newer one. I think I'm going to have to replace that dryer too. But I put all this shit on here. A lot of this stuff. This stuff here is still good. I think this might be the one that's leaking. I don't know, it might be that little valve on the back of the... What is that? What is that that's leaking? I'm gonna have to find it. Anyway, a lot of new stuff I put on here. It's not a new turbo. I need a new one because you can see this one here is leaking. It won't seal up because it was so rusted before that you can't get them to come tight. And then I got to replace this rocker box because they stripped out a bunch of these holes, which ain't no good. When you don't have a screw, a bolt, that's where these leaks come from. Even if you were just missing one screw on each valve cover, it don't matter, it's still gonna leak. So each bolt hole, I mean, it has to have all the bolts on there to keep it from leaking. So anyway, I'll get all that shit new. And then that is a newer exhaust manifold. So that's a new oil pan. When I was working up in Missouri, I had some people that were doing, shit, what was he doing? I don't remember. I don't know. I had the guy do something. He was doing something and they jacked the truck up. And then they released the trailer brakes instead of releasing, or they set the trailer brakes on a flatbed, spread axle. And a lot of times when you set the trailer brakes, it actually pushes against the truck. So the front end was jacked up. The wheels, both wheels on each side was taken off. And when they set the trailer brakes, it pushed it forward off the jack and it landed on the ground, and there was something else underneath the oil pan, and it put a big ass hole in the oil pan. So they replaced the oil pan. I didn't have, other than being down for 2 extra days, I wasn't mad. I wasn't so mad that, you know, I wanted to hurt somebody or nothing. But they did replace the oil pan, and the pickup tube didn't cost me nothing. They stood by their mistake, which made me happy. So anyway, I got that done. Then these blocks were missing. Okay, these are brand new U-bolts, brand new suspension blocks on both sides, because the guy that did have this truck took the blocks out of it to lower the front end, but that's not how you lower a truck. You have to lower the whole damn truck, not just the front end. Because what that does is it changes the pinion angle on your drive line, causes your U-joints to wear out quicker, causes your yokes to wear out, causes damage to the transmission, all kinds of stuff. Plus you get these nasty vibrations going down the road, which really suck. So, but I got all that fixed back up. This is a muffler for the bunk heater that I put in here so that I don't have to keep it working or keep the truck running in the wintertime. And that thing really, really works good. It's one that I got from Amazon. It's one of them cheap ones. It's not like S-bar heater or anything, which an S-bar is good, but that one there really heats everything up. This fuel tank, I'm probably gonna get rid of it because half of it, well, not half, about a third of it, this front portion, I don't know if you can see right here, that's where they put a baffle in there. Well, it's not a baffle, it's a separation. It separates the tank from the fuel to hydraulic. And you can see there's a breather, which the damn breather cap's missing. But anyway, it doesn't have any oil in it, so I took all that shit off, got rid of it. So I got that stuff done. Oh, and that, look at this. See this ring? is supposed to be mounted on the inside of the sleeper, not on the outside. And what I was told was the reason they did it this way, which they didn't even use huck bolts. They used these nasty rivets. But it's supposed to go on the inside. And what they told me was that they cut the hole too big and it looked like shit. So they stuck it on the outside, because if they put it on the inside, you can see the big old gap all the way around. It just wasn't a good cut. So, but there's more damage up there, needs to be fixed. There's my cool ass antenna. That actually works really good. So, but this is a good truck. I mean, I do like this truck a lot. It's not. It's actually factory length. It hasn't been stretched. So, and these rims are worn out. Even these hubs up here, I'm pretty sure they're warped, or they're the lateral run out on all of these hubs on the front and the rears. I'm pretty sure that they're over it, because you're allowed. I think it's 1/1000th of lateral run out, and then it's kind of crappy. So that's a moto meter that I put on there. Yeah, this side doesn't even have a thing on there, but there's the other light. I put that on there. Put that one on there. That's the one I put that on. This grill came with the hood. It's stainless steel. It's not aluminum, but it does the job. So I can't complain too much. Oh, but that's the girl, and I got a lot of work to do to it. Like I said, it does run. I put heated mirrors on there because the guy took the other mirrors, the heated mirrors off, and just cut all the wiring out. And I put these new mirrors on there, the heated mirrors. They're not motor mirrors, but I ran the wire through like it's supposed to go through here, through the door, through the pillar, the A pillar, and then behind the dash. And then it's wired in to the actual switch on the dash that says mirror heat. So that's good. But this is it, man. It does have good bones. It's got some bad bones too, but most of it's good. Thing looks tough.